Welcome into the show, everyone. The Run Your Day podcast with Dan Hafner. As always, love having you in for another episode. Today's topic inside of the theme of alignment is this: words and actions. Thank you, as always, for joining. Sit back, relax, and enjoy today's Run Your Day podcast.
Welcome to the Run Your Day podcast, where our goal is to expand your focus and perspective on life. This is your daily dose of motivation, mindfulness, and so much more. And now, here to help you take your day back, your host, Dan Hafner.
All right, everyone, welcome in again to the show. Today's topic, words and actions, inside of this theme of alignment. Wanted to talk a little bit more about this one in that there's this old adage, right? Your thoughts become your words become your actions become your character. I think that's really true inside of this theme of alignment because it all starts with our thoughts, right? We all want to take actions. We all want to do things in life that reflect who we are and what we're trying to do. There's more to go into with that, but that's a topic for another day. But in the end, it all starts with your thoughts. If your thoughts are not in alignment with your ultimate goals and what you're ultimately trying to do, they're going to cause you down a different path, right? We talked about this yesterday, where if you're climbing a mountain or you're going on a path and you take a 1 degree change, 100 miles down the road, you'll be in a completely different place than you would have been if you just stayed on that original course. And a thought is like that. A thought is a slight degree change in your path. And I get it. Like, our thoughts can be our enemies. Our thoughts can be our friends. A lot of times they can be our enemies, though, because a lot of us, tend towards negative thoughts. We tend towards self-defeating thoughts. And that's just the way it works a lot of times. It's very hard to learn to overcome the fear and doubt and insecure thoughts and inadequacy thoughts and all of those things at times. I get it. I've been there too. And this isn't like a whole course on meditation or mindfulness or anything like that. But if you can learn to overcome your limiting thoughts, if you can start aligning your smaller actions, just like I said yesterday, in the form of your thoughts, aligning your thoughts with, I'm going to achieve this bigger goal. And if that bigger goal requires you to think more positively, to think in a certain way, to do certain things, you are going to actually have to change the mental makeup of your mind in order to achieve those, right? So it's actually, our thoughts are driving where we're going towards that ultimate goal. But at the same time, that goal is driving our thoughts because that goal is actually forcing us to think in a certain way. It's actually forcing us to act in a certain way, or you won't actually achieve it. So you see the connection there between the two. And that is why I thought that this was a great topic inside of the theme of alignment, because they're so interconnected. Your ultimate goal is driving the thoughts that you have and that you must have in order to feed those actions and feed that character and ultimately reach that goal. And then at the same time, those thoughts are what gets you to that goal. So when I thought about this, I said, wow, like this is a great topic to talk about as a further deep dive inside of this theme of alignment, because, you see it all the time, either whether it's on Facebook or your just circle of friends or family or whatever it might be, somebody that says they want something or they want to do something or they've always wanted to do something, but their actions speak in a different way, right? And I'm not removing myself from this. I'm the same exact way sometimes. I'll say all the time that I've always wanted to do this, or I want to do that, or I need to do this. And yet at the same time, I won't actually take the actions that are necessary to get there or to actually do what I want to do. And that comes from a thought process, right? A thought of, well, it's not really important to me at this time, or I couldn't afford it now, or it's just not on my plate right now. I just don't have time for it, or whatever it might be. And you see how those thoughts change your pattern and your direction to a place where you're not actually going to pursue that thing. So it's a catch-22. It really is. It's an interesting thing to notice, and you'll probably notice this more if you listen to this and you start to think about it more deeply, because you'll notice it in yourself and in other people that, a lot of us out there, to be completely frank and blunt, a lot of us out there are hypocrites. We really are. A lot of us will say things and be willing to talk the talk, but when it comes down to it, we're not willing to walk the walk. We're not willing to actually do what we said we were going to do and back it up. And that comes down to your thought process. It comes down to the thoughts that are controlling the words that come out of your mouth and how those words align with your actions. If you say you're going to do something, do it, or else you won't have any reputation, you won't have any character left, you won't have your word. And you are only as good as your word in the end. So my challenge for you today is to think about where in your life, what area of your life, are your thoughts leading you down a path that is not ultimately what you want. See if you can recognize any of your thought patterns that are self-limiting, self-doubting, and challenge yourself to think differently in those situations. And think, okay, if I just changed my thought process slightly, what different result could I possibly get? What different outcome could I work towards? So that's my challenge for you today. As always, feel free to share any revelations, any awesome thoughts you have with these challenges with me via the Anchor app. You can send me a direct message. Would love to hear any of your challenge outcomes or any of your goals or, again, topic ideas. So be sure to send that to me directly through the Anchor app in the messages feature through the Run Your Day podcast. I'd love to hear from you guys, maybe even get you on the show. I'm working on some awesome possibilities coming up here in the future, just to stay tuned for that. Like I said earlier, I have some awesome announcements coming up here in the towards the end of the week, so stay tuned for those as well. And as always, thank you for joining. Really appreciate you guys. Have a great day. And this is the Run Your Day podcast. Dan Hafner signing off.
Thank you for listening to the Run Your Day podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's show. If you did, feel free to share today's show with friends and family. Until next time, have a great day.